Ready to roll?
I am.
Okay.
Beaming from Pacific Junction Hotel to Earth.
Yo, welcome to my summer lair. And I'm super excited. I have a horror sci-fi or horror director. What's your title? How do you classify yourself? Because you kind of work in a little bit of both genres.
I do. I usually just say genre, which kind of encompasses horror, thriller, sci-fi space. But yeah, all three for sure.
All right, so introduce yourself and the name of the movie that you have playing at Blood in the Snow. This is really cool.
I am Audrey Cummings, and I am the director of She Never Died.
All right, so you've been to Blood in the Snow before.
I have.
A couple of times. 3 times, yeah. How is that experience for that film festival, and how is it a little bit different than, say, some of the other film festivals? You do the festival circuit.
Yeah, I love Blood in the Snow. I feel like I'm an alumni, and I feel like it's kind of family now. Because they took my very first feature, Berkshire County, and they took really good care of me at the festival. And then my next feature, Darken, played there, which was the sci-fi. And now it was kind of a no-brainer that if they liked She Never Died, that I was gonna give it to them for the Toronto premiere.
All right. Now, what came first? Was it the horror, the sci-fi? Like, so when you're a little girl, what kind of comes into your life first? Is the horror, the sci-fi?
E.T. came into my life.
Okay, yeah, he came into everybody's life. He was a pretty popular dude, that guy.
Yeah, he came into my life and changed everything. Suddenly I was like, I don't know what I'm watching. I don't know what this is, but I want to be a part of it. And that was kind of it for me after seeing E.T.
Did you feel like you were Drew Barrymore as well?
Yeah, I loved her. Yeah, little cutie pie. I don't know, it's just you never really think about aliens and outer space and other worlds. And then suddenly you're watching this movie that's so well done and it's touching and it's so realistic, and I don't know, it just opened up this whole new world for me, and then I just wanted to make movies after that.
What about horror then?
Well, horror is what scared the crap out of me growing up.
Yes.
All the 1970s, the Babysitter in Peril movies and the slasher flicks and all those things were, you watch them when you're not supposed to. So first of all, that feels really cool, but then it scared the crap out of me. And I don't know, it just sort of, those films just kind of terrorized me growing up, and I love them. So
you decided that a good job would be to terrorize other people now.
That's right.
To pass on the terrorizing.
Yeah. And
so the feature that you have screening at Blood in the Snow is She Never Died, which is a kind of a sequel, right?
Yes.
Is it an official?
Well, no, it's not a sequel. Sorry. It's a sister. We're calling it like a companion piece, like a sister sequel. Okay,
and it's the He Never Died with Henry Rollins.
Yes, correct. So they were gonna do He Never Died 2 because it was Henry's first lead role, and I guess they totally underestimated his fan base, this crazy fan base, and so the film did really, really well because everybody wanted to see Henry and stuff. And then they decided they were going to do He Never Died 2.
And it's a perfect vehicle for Henry, too, just as a tangent.
Oh, yeah.
It's the kind of atmosphere-y kind of thing that you expect, a little bit dark.
From him.
Yeah, a little sinister, kind of like dark humor.
Yeah, and he was so good in it, too. He played it so deadpan, and he was just so good. And then they were getting geared up to do He Never Died 2. And then Henry's acting career sort of really took off and ended up on the TV series. Yeah. And so Jason, the writer-director of He Never Died, he'd been working on this bigger world of this, this whole, these fallen angels and all this, the apocalypse happening and the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse coming down. And so it was just kind of this natural extension when Henry got swept up by Hollywood to kind of introduce the world to another character in that world, and a female who's another fallen angel.
So how did you get involved into this then?
Well, once they sort of pivoted it into She Never Died, and then they wanted a female director for it, and because of the success of my previous films, they called me and asked me, what are you doing? And then the rest is history.
Nice. And in terms of because it's already an established world, are you like a hired gun, or do you get to input and kind of shape some of that world?
Oh, I shaped the crap out of it. It was wonderful. I mean, they were very, I know the tone, I tried to stay within that world that Jason had already created, but the characters, I mean, the characters are all fresh and different, and their experiences are different, and so I mean, it's totally different, other than just kind of giving that same, the dark humor with this, you know, it was a really kind of fine line to tread on, because it's horror, it's like horror and humor and heart, you know? And so that was kind of in the first one too, and I tried to kind of, you know, bring that to the table as well.
There is a lot of darkness, but there's also a lot of light too.
Yeah.
And it is, like you said, it's a hard balance, right?
It was hard, yeah. It was hard getting it right.
Because if you go either way, then it just, like, if it's just too much light, then,
cheesy or not, you know,
yeah. And then if you go too dark, then it's like,
it's a different world, yeah, yeah.
And your main character, the actress you have, she's fantastic.
Olunuke.
Yeah. Audrey. So how did you find her, or how did you select, like, how did you know that she would be the character?
So I decided, okay, I was like, I know this character needs, she's like smart, you know, she lives on the streets, right? So she's street smart, and she's got to be gritty, and she's got to be strong, and she's a fallen angel, so she's good to just have this like ethereal quality to her. And I had worked with Olunuke on Darken, the sci-fi film that played at Blood in the Snow. And I loved her. If you ever see Darken, I mean, she's fantastic in that. And I knew right away, like, she was my number one choice. So I called her up. I said, "What you doing?" And she's like, "I'm on a beach in Jamaica." And I said, "Could you come back here in a couple of weeks and come to a shoot in North Bay, Canada with me?"
You're a good friend.
Yeah. And she's like, "Yes."
She's a good friend too.
She did. And it was really hard because she's such a good actress. She's in total demand. So she was doing American Gods as well at the same time. We had to work our schedule together, like with American Gods. And poor Olunuke she'd be on set with us, leaving the set, being driven to American Gods, leave American Gods, go to bed, get up, come. Like, it was just but she was such a champ. She was always happy and always ready to give it. Yeah.
I met her recently at Geek Hard Live, and she's got like tons of energy and just very vibrant. And so she's kind of perfect for this role.
Perfect, I know.
Right? Because it's like she kicks a lot of butt, and she's very aggressive, but she's also can throw off the one-liners and the humor. All right? So
she's very versatile. Yeah.
There's a scene where I hope it's not too much of a spoiler, but there's a scene where she's eating some fingers.
Yeah.
What is it that she's eating, or how did you make You know
what's funny? So it's a combination of these little cookies with this sort of edible, what was it that she covered the cookies with? I don't know, this edible thing that kind of looks like skin. And then she had this red food coloring gel stuff, you know, for the blood. And I was like, oh, like cookies and kind of sweetness might be really good.
Yeah.
And Olunuke does not like sweetness. So she was kind of hoping for like a saltier version, but we couldn't do salty cookies. So after every take, she'd like spit it out. She didn't want to eat it.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. Because I know sometimes in The Walking Dead, when they're goring into people or whatever, they use barbecue. Because they
barbecue,
like actual like meat and stuff like that, but they just cover it with a lot more sauce. And stuff.
Really?
So yeah, in The Walking Dead, when they're tearing into somebody's like stomach or something, they're pulling stuff out. It's actual barbecue, and so and they just kind of cover.
So they're happy to eat it.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, that's a good set too. I'm like,
that'd be great.
Yeah,
ours was cookies and stuff.
Cookies is good too.
Yeah.
And like one of the things though, like. Again, going back to your why I started off with like your horror background, is one of the key things that you do really well in this film is the gore.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Right? And is that something like we talked already about the darkness and the light and the humor and stuff like that, but is also gore something that you want to get right? I don't know if that's the right phrase.
Yes, it's hard. So if you don't do enough, it's not impactful in the least. If you do too much, it gets humorous and kind of silly and kind of B-movie-ish.
Yes.
So there as well, there's a very fine balance. And admittedly, I don't always get the balance right. Sometimes I need to, in post, a little bit of CGI just to help enhance it. But I'm, getting the hang of it, and I think I'm starting to do a really good job with it.
You mentioned the CGI. Do you like doing a lot of kind of the digital stuff like that? Or do you like, because horror also has a tradition of doing stuff in camera on set.
Oh yeah, I like it in camera on set because you can control it and you can see what you're getting, and it's ultimately, it just feels it just feels more organic and just real, much more real. But sometimes if you're like, yeah, it didn't quite get it, so maybe we could add another splash of blood in, if we have to in post. And then sometimes you do, and you're like, oh shit, that's way better.
Yes. So we've kind of touched upon this world, and we kind of touched upon it's a sister sequel to the Henry Rollins movie. So can you give us a little bit of a better breakdown of what's happening in this movie? Because there's a couple of different really cool elements, a couple of different cool people kind of meeting and getting together.
Yeah, I love them. It's this motley crew of like 3 of them, basically trying to take down this incestuous brother-sister team.
They're so
of
creepy.
Like villains, yeah. They're so creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, incestuous siblings who are into sex trafficking. And then Olanuke, her character is Lacey, and Lacey ends up, she's just not very social. And, these 2 people, I don't want to like tell too much.
That's why I left it with you, because I'm like, wow, there's a lot of stuff going on here. I don't know how to like elevator pitch it or whatever.
I know, it's awesome. So they just end up, this reluctant team of 3 kind of, and the 3 of them, like the dynamic of her with her sidekick and then her with the detective. And I just love the 3 of them together, like just, trying to take down our awesome villains.
Yeah. I mentioned like, how did you cast Lacey? And one of the interesting things that's also throughout the film that kind of makes me laugh is your character roles are really good too.
Really good.
Lacey has like a kind of like a hobo kind of bum kind of guy who's like her lookout. And he only has a couple of scenes.
But he's so good. Bill
right?
McDonald. He's so good. Yeah.
They keep returning to this diner every now and then, and like the waiter, the owner, I can't really tell. And
yes. Yeah.
He's always kind of pushing.
Hillenbrand.
Yeah. He's always pushing specials and like. When you're setting up you're talking about like you flesh out this world a little bit, was it also important to kind of get these like smaller roles?
Yeah, like that's, as a director, that's one of the biggest pieces you have to get right from the start is your casting. I think I'm really good at casting. I'm just saying.
Okay. No, you can be proud, yeah, because I mean it's one of the things where I think people sometimes overlook because it's like, all right, we're going to do this action movie, we're going to do this horror movie, and then people think it's just once it's written, and then you just hire a director, and then you kind of just shoot it. You take the lens cap off.
Yeah.
And you don't realize that, like, you need the chemistry.
Yeah. Like, I have to, like, usually when I'm doing auditions, there's one person for me that just stands out and encompasses everything, and I feel it in my gut. And when I get that feeling in my gut, that's it. That's the person.
That's it.
And and it's rare that I'm like torn between like, oh my God, there's 5 people. I don't know who to pick. Usually it's like I get the gut instinct for the one, and that's it.
So you're like the opposite of Tinder, where like Tinder's giving you all these choices, and then you go out and you find the one.
Yeah.
And then you're like, this is my man. This is like
my one.
This is like my hobo lookout. This is my like diner owner.
I put a lot of time and effort into making sure that I get the casting right. And I just wait till I get the gut feeling, and when I get it, that's it.
Yeah, and like I brought those guys up because they do stand out, even though they have a small role or a couple of scenes or whatever. It's like they're distinct.
Yeah.
And with all this other stuff going on, like you said, there's incestuous like siblings and all kinds of stuff going on. Like you notice these people right away.
Yeah, there's no small roles.
That's right. Yeah. So. And I guess in terms of you too, like, because we've already touched now upon like the gore, the casting, like the smaller roles and stuff like this. For you as a filmmaker, you love this entire process, right?
I love it. I love everything. I love from the beginning, working on the script, developing my ideas. I'm the kind of director that I like to design every single scene. So I create my storyboards to exactly like how I want the whole scene to go, and it's important to me. Sometimes I have these little Lego figures, and sometimes I'm moving the Lego figures around with my camera on video just at my table, just to kind of work out the scene. But it's a really important dynamic to get right, because you've got moving actors, you've got moving cameras, everything. It's like a dance, and you got to get it right. And depending on the lens you choose, or depending on how you push in or you pull back, or what you do, the camera and the lenses also tell the story. It's not just the actors, right? So everything's got to like fit together perfectly, So I spend a lot of time doing that, and then we shoot, and that's just hellfire. Like that's just it's madness.
Yeah.
And then you're in post for a few months, and there too, I'm very involved in every single bit of the process because I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Before you started making features, you did 9 shorts. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
I can't tell. Is that a lot or too many or not enough, or like how would you classify that? Because usually people kind of seem to do 2 or 3 is the general route.
Yeah.
And then kind of get the hang of it, and then kind of go on to either television or film, or you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the thing is when I was starting out, it was a lot harder for females trying to do horror films and do genre things. Wasn't that long ago. It's like I think my feature was really hard to get off the ground. That was 6 years ago, and so it's been a struggle. It was always a struggle trying to get stuff off the ground because, as a female trying to get horror films done, and I think it didn't quite register with people.
Yeah. What is it? What is it that they're not getting? Like, so like a filmmaker's a filmmaker. Like,
I know.
Like what is it that they're? Why would you know what I mean? Like, why?
I know. I don't get it. I think women are awesome fucking filmmakers and have great vision and just as capable, maybe if not even better at doing, certain things. So I don't know. I don't get it.
Yo, this is Sammy. I'm interrupting this interview for just a moment to give you a quick little explanation. The next 30 seconds of audio is really rough. I had a problem with the cable. Cable's terrible. Cable is no longer with us. Trust me, I had a couple of guys in tracksuits take care of it. So I apologize for the roughness of the audio, but I chose to leave it in because I felt what she was saying was important and it was still inspirational. So there you go. I apologize. Next 30 seconds, hang in there. Fair enough. And then
the landscape's changed now. Now I feel like I'm being offered a lot of genre films, and it's kind of where you always kind of wished you could be. So I'm in a good place now. But yeah, that's why I had so many shorts because I just kept going. I had these features I was trying to get off the ground that were genre, and people weren't willing to open their pocketbooks for me. And that's what happened with my first feature. I finally said, "Fuck you, making this horror feature." And so it was credit card, line of credit, friends. Everything that I could possibly pull together to make Berkshire Accounts.
see, I told you it wasn't that bad, but I just wanted to give you a heads up because I know the beginning of the conversation is really clean and the rest of the conversation is really clean. So just apologize for that 30 seconds. It's not me. It was the cable's fault. Thank you so much for tolerating the 30 seconds of terrible audio. It wasn't too bad, I hope. And as I said, what she was saying was really important. That's why I chose to leave it in. Anyways, that's enough of me interrupting it. The rest of the audio is fine. And the interview is fun. Audrey's a lovely lady, and she has a lot of cool things to say and to share. So here you go. Here's the rest of the interview. And in terms of the process of like making the first one, Berkshire County, like, were you frustrated because you didn't have the budget necessarily to execute your vision, or were you feel like you could get everything that you wanted to get on the screen there?
You know what? I think it was a great experience. Everybody could sense my passion, my excitement. Everybody who came on board. It wasn't for the money. It was to help me. And so it wasn't difficult because everybody was so like willing to come out and help, I just had a lot of fun doing that movie. And then it played at, we got our world premiere at Shriekfest in Los Angeles, and then it won the grand jury prize. And then the Huffington Post was there, and then they wrote this beautiful write-up about it. And then it just became this big whirlwind, that film. And then,
Yeah, then you're off and going.
Then I'm off.
Yeah. Like when you're on the set like that, can you sense what you have? Like
100%. Oh yeah, when a scene is like gonna kill it, and then you can tell when it's kind of not working, and then you got to just shift and adjust until it's just not worth. There's so much time and effort and money that goes into the film that if you can feel that the scene isn't working, you got to adjust and just keep like fighting to get it.
And you're shifting now a little bit towards television, right? You're working on a show?
Yeah. I just wrote a 1-hour sci-fi drama TV series, and I'm starting to pitch it around. So we'll see.
How is that format shift a little bit different than, say, working on a film? Because you're compressed for time, obviously.
Yeah, well, it's kind of cool because, you've got a season arc instead of a hour-and-a-half story arc. You can now, the arc is like a seasonal arc. So I have these big story arcs that are going to take over 8 to 10 episodes, and then you've got little arcs within each episode to keep people wanting to see the next one.
The cliffhanger.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Going back then to the movie itself now, She Never Died. It's already been playing at a couple of festivals.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. We got into, I think we're at 21 festivals now
Wow.
over an 8 or 9 week period. No, it's crazy.
So as people start to see it now, what is some of the reactions and stuff like that? Are they digging it? Are they wild?
Digging it. Like we've got a couple 5 out of 5 stars, couple 4 out of 4 stars.
Yo.
Oh yeah, the critics have been very, very kind, and very. The film is just, it's quirky and unique. So I think it really stands out that way because it just feels different. You know. Again, like I was saying, it's got that just this humor, like I don't know. There's just this dark, oddball humor in there that just makes it, I don't know, feel different.
Yeah, Oliniki's like one-liners too are very dry and like
Yeah, she's good.
Yeah, and sometimes like she's not even like looking at the actor too. Sometimes she's kind of looking away, and so it's kind of like it's very fun and mischievous in a weird way.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the best is hearing, when I sit in the theater sometimes and you just hear like some of the audience members laugh really loud at those jokes that you work to craft, like as you craft those. And that's the best feeling when you just hear people laughing at what you were hoping they were going to laugh at.
So as you said, this is a sister sequel. And I know we can't talk too much about the ending of this one, but like, are you hoping or that there's going to be a third one, kind of like a trilogy to wrap this all up? Or
I would love it. I love this world. I hope Jason wrote there's a TV series that he's been working on.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, I hope for him that it goes and that it gets picked up, and I love this world, and I myself as a fan of this world, I want to see more of it. So I hope so.
We've touched upon the gore and on the casting. What about for you in terms of world building now? Like, what is it, the elements that you feel that you kind of need to make sure that the audience knows or this world is real? Because this is a very seedy world you're putting the audience in. Like, you know what I mean?
It's gritty and it's dark, and I think I worked really hard to get the mood, like it's very moody, and the tones and the textures. I think the more realistic feeling that I was able to get it to become, the more as an audience you relate to it, or that you can be scared of it, or that, because it feels real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a difference for you in terms of like world building is part of horror and it's part of sci-fi, right? Do you have a preference for either genre in terms of the world building, or do you just kind of like all of it?
Well, I like all of it. I like, each has their own individual kind of worlds, whereas I think in horror, this one I was trying to build something realistic, kind of real. And, in sci-fi, the joy of it is that it's a totally different world than what you experience in everyday life. And it's fantasy, and it taps into the child in you, and this, superhero, whatever kind of superpowers or whatever. I don't know. It's just, it's a totally different thing, but it's equally as exciting for me.
When Stephen King was starting out and he was putting out like Carrie and Shining and Salem's Lot,
oh my God.
His editor at one point said, you realize you're going to be like typecast and you're just going to be like this horror guy. And King was like, well, whatever, it is what it is, right? And I'm like, is that a fear or is that an advantage for you to be typecast as like this horror girl?
I want to brand myself that way because it's the kind of films I want to make. I want to do genre. I want people to approach me with sci-fi, horror, or thriller scripts because those are my passion. Yeah.
And this process too, like you said, you got to participate in a world that was already built. Is that something also you want to kind of continue doing? Like you want to participate in that world building, or do you want to build your own world, or like use your Lego pieces and
my Lego pieces,
fashion something like from your own head?
I think both. That's what it keeps it fun, and sometimes I'm working with some different writers to create different things. I write for myself as well, and it's just fun just to have a whole bunch of different things going that keeps it exciting.
You mentioned E.T. Like, who are some of the filmmakers that you do look up to then?
Spielberg's like my number one. Oh my God, if he could just mentor me for one day,
yes,
it would be the highlight of my life. Lately I watched oh my God, The Haunting of Hill's House. Mike Flanagan?
Yeah,
Wow.
He's another one that's recently kind of become branded as a
Love
horror.
him. Yeah. I love that show. Oh my God.
Craft that went into that, not like to actual shoot it in the way they set up the house so they can use camera angles.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really impressive.
Kudos to him. I was really impressed. Yep. Yeah. James Wan, another one that I love.
Oh yeah, and he's another one too. Like when I was talking about like world building, whatever. Like he set up entire universes of.
But speaking of, like, world building is a big thing. But I think what like really elevates a film is the characters, is creating the characters and the characters living in that world and who they are. And so, yeah, like I like building these worlds and stuff. But the most exciting is like who are the characters and what are their experiences and all that kind of stuff. So the characters are the most important.
Which is what I brought up with the smaller ones. But like in terms of the characters here, like how do you work with the actors then? Are you kind of like coaching them and like giving them little cues and things like that, or like what do you hope and like, or you want to see what they bring to the table?
Both. I mean, we have a lot of discussions about the character, the world, how they interact with the other characters and where they're at and all that kind of stuff. And I'm the kind of director that I like to give my actors a lot of freedom. But I'm there to guide and coach, and there's times where they'll turn to me and say, I'm stuck right now. What and then you just help support them and help get them out of that. And but yeah, no, I love working with actors. They're incredible. Yeah.
It's funny that you just said like you wish that Spielberg would like mentor you, but you have such a passion for this stuff, and it's cool. But at the same time, it's like you go into then every project like, okay, I got to learn these 2 things or 3 things, or whatever. I got to learn how to work better with actors. Something like, do you have a goal or something so that you get better with every project?
I do. Yeah. And it's not even just before each project. It's all the time. I'm constantly I'm reading, I'm watching videos, I'm doing things. I'm just trying to I just think you can't be complacent because I'm always like, I'm my own worst critic. So I'm just always trying to one up myself.
Is the goal then, I guess, to become like the female Mike Flanagan, kind of just like,
love that.
Like just build your own genre kind of thing?
Yeah.
That's really cool. That'd be really neat. Has it started to shift now? And as you've kind of had these discussions with other like female directors, like has the conversation started to shift and more women are now interested in doing genre?
Yeah, it's an explosion. There's so many coming out and they're doing great work and it's exciting. Yeah. And a lot of like now we're being thought of to direct horrors and thrillers and sci-fi films,
Yeah. And what about, how do you find the industry in Toronto and in Canada? Like, is it growing? Is it doing all right? Or is it like still all the productions and stuff and kind of like in New York and LA or?
It's doing good. Like, I'm happy being here. However, I just went to LA for 2 weeks and I'm heading back there again this week to go meet a lot of the big production companies and studios and stuff. So
LA is like, it's not even really a city. It's like a giant office building, right? You just kind of go there for your meetings and like everyone's kind of working in the industry and trying to hustle and like.
Yeah, it's crazy because like, I was there for 2 weeks last time and I was doing, 3-4 meetings a day, Ubering from meeting to meeting to meeting. And now I'm going up for another week and I've got like 5 meetings a day. But it's just, like here, the landscape's, doesn't the pool of the amount of people is not the same. Like, I don't think I could do 5 meetings a day here in Toronto with different people for, the total of 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I already kind of know everybody here, which is great. And they're awesome and I want to work with them. But it's good to get out.
And are you finding that people are more receptive these days to horror and it's like growing as a genre too? I know that's a big comment because it's like,
I feel like it's always been there. I don't know. Yeah. What I do know is that The Orphan was the first film that kind of made people realize there's a big female fan base out there going to watch genre films. I think that was grossly underestimated before that film came out. I think, in fact, it's like 51% of the movie-going audience for horror, thrillers are female. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. I don't know why the studios or the producers or whatever always thought it was just like a dude thing or whatever.
I don't know.
Because in some of the horror films, depending on which one you're talking about, like some of them are really empowering because the women are kicking butt and like, what's her face? Neve Campbell from Scream is like running and doing stuff and surviving movie after movie. I'm like, some women find that inspiring. Like, I don't know why it would just be like a dude thing. You know what I mean?
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah, so the film, as you said, is playing at a number of different film festivals, and She Never Died is playing at Blood in the Snow. Are you going to be here for the Blood in the Snow?
I am.
Okay.
Along with pretty much everyone who had anything to do with the film. So the cast is going to be there.
Nice.
A bunch of the crew. It's going to be really fun. And we're doing a big Q&A after.
All right, so that should be really exciting. Where can people find you online to hear more screenings or talk to you about finger cookies?
Finger cookies. It took a second.
Yeah.
That
was the most important part of the thing, wasn't it? The finger cookies.
The finger cookies.
Yeah, I thought that and the Lego. That's pretty cool. Those are like, all right, that's a pretty good technique for a filmmaker.
Well, I'm on all the social media stuff. A Cummings 416. And then I have a website, audreycummings.com. And I don't know, just Google me, I guess.
Okay, that's fair, yeah. And after Blood in the Snow, do you know some of the other film festivals that'll be coming up? Or
Yeah, well, we just got selected as the opening night film for the New York Horror Film Festival, so I'm heading there after. I think it screens on Thursday, December 4th or 5th, whichever one the Thursday is. So I'm going there for that. And then after that, oh my gosh, where are we after that? I'm not sure. There's like 15 more.
It must be a treat to just like make these movies, but just as an excuse to go to these other horror film festivals.
It's really fun. And it's fun because everybody there is super excited to be there, and everybody's so proud of their work, and it's such a good, uplifting, I don't know, it's just, you walk out of there and you're just like so happy you went, you know? And you meet people, and I don't know, it's great.
The horror, this is the other thing too, like we were saying before, like people didn't realize that like girls also like horror movies. People also think that the horror community is like morbid or they're darker.
Oh my God, they're the most fun.
Right?
Oh, they're the most fun. People come to these movies. I mean, like when Berkshire was screening festivals, a guy came in with like a monster coming out, like a monster face coming out of his shirt. And I was like, this is the best.
Yeah.
And they're just, I don't know, there's something about the genre audience that is, they're like the best. Like I just want to keep making movies for them because they're so welcoming and embracing and loving and passionate about their genre films. And it's great. Like it's such a great place to be.
And those screenings too, sometimes it will be a lot of fun, especially if somebody dies a gory death or something.
Yeah.
Like they love it and they like laugh and they cheer.
Oh, they do. Like Berkshire, well, I don't know if I can say it, but well, it doesn't matter. The film's been out forever. When she's choking the little boy, and people are screaming at the, get that fucker! And you're just like, oh, that's the best. I love that, you know?
Yeah,
get
yeah.
that fucker.
When I saw the first Final Destination, did you ever see that one? For anybody who hasn't seen it, it's basically these kids, they survive an airplane accident. They were supposed to die in an airplane, and so basically death stalks them one by one.
Yeah.
And it would be these contrived reasons how they ended up dying, like they would slip in the shower and things like that. And so, but you need to spill the water. And as people started to, like in the screening, because I saw it opening weekend, of course I did. People, once they figured out what the thing was, whenever there's a character would be alone in the room, whatever, people start yelling, "Oh, it's the bookcase! It's the bookcase!"
That's
and
the best.
Yeah, and it's like,
I love that.
You know what I mean? Then the character would get like coffee put in the mug, and then people are like,
It's
"Yeah,
the mug!"
it's the mug," and they're freaking out, and almost everybody's wrong about everything, but it's like they're yelling out, and that participation is really good for what you're saying with
It's
like the
so fun. Yeah.
So as we wrap up, did you end up spending anything or doing anything cool for Halloween? That must be like your New Year's Eve then.
Oh, my house on Halloween, I go all out every year. Smoke machines, like dueling smoke machines and lights and things and stuff. And I saved the from Berkshire County, the pig masks.
Wow.
So they made an appearance this year on some steaks and all that. So,
Wow.
yeah, I go all out. I love it. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you dress up as well?
I do.
What were you this year or recently?
Well, this year, because this is the first year that I didn't do very much because it was pouring rain, and I had I just had this umbrella with all kinds of like cool stuff. But last year I was Black Widow.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you're going to LA these days, and when you go to other places like LA, you're like, I was in LA one time for like Christmas, and it's just like sunshine and it's warm, and you're sitting on a patio,
I know.
and you're so used to the winter and the snow and stuff. And Halloween's always a ripoff too, because it starts to get cold.
I know.
You mentioned this one was rainy this year, so it's like, and you always have your jacket over your costume, so you can't really show people who you are.
That's right. What was the point?
So I was like, I'm a stormtrooper. Just trust me.
It's under there.
Yeah, I'm a 7-year-old, really cute stormtrooper. Just trust me. And it's just like when you go to places like LA, it's like, what? You could like, now you can like walk around with your costume and show people who you really are.
That's
Like,
right.
I'm now like a 40-year-old stormtrooper. Like, trust me, it's really cool.
You're
Yeah.
right though, because most of the kids who came to the door this year,
Mm-hmm.
you had no idea what they were because, you know, you got your rain boots, you got your jacket. Most of them had umbrellas, and the umbrellas are all like banging into each other.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh my god, look out for your eyes.
Yeah.
And so you can't even see the kids. It's basically like these bags were coming out from under the umbrellas, and you're just throwing candy in it.
But they must love all the smoke machines and stuff.
Oh, they
like
love it. People come by and take pictures and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. So yeah, as we said, She Never Died is playing at Blood in the Snow. I'll put the link up in all the notes and stuff like that, and as well as for your information. This year's lineup too for Blood and Snow is solid.
Solid.
Yeah, I started watching some other screeners and some really creepy. I had to put the lights on, so that's always a compliment. So, last question: as you watch all these horror movies and stuff like this, do you get any nightmares?
I do.
You do, eh?
I still do, yeah. And I read a lot of scripts, and I'll be laying in bed reading the scripts, and I still get terrified. Like I'm like, oh my god, I can't shut the light right now. This script just scared the crap out of me. So I still get scared for like everything.
What about when you're on the set though?
No, not at all.
Because you know it's like ketchup
Yeah.
and like, you know what I mean? You know when the person's gonna jump out or something. Like,
That's right.
You have the cues all set up, right? So it should be a lot more.
Yeah, but you still have to feel. It still needs to feel scary when you're on set. Otherwise, it doesn't translate. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
still need to feel it in my stomach that it's gonna be scary, even though it doesn't scare me. But
And are you talking about like the actors or like you as a filmmaker as well? Like, are you kind of all like?
I need to feel it. Yeah, when I'm watching on the monitor, like what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise, I don't know. If you don't feel it, the audience probably won't feel it.
Yeah, that makes sense actually. Yeah.
But it doesn't scare me, and it doesn't.
Yeah, yeah.
The one things that I'm still affected by are the jokes on set. I still laugh, and sometimes I'm ruining shots because I'm laughing and stuff like that. Sometimes, like Mike, my editor, we've worked together on lots of films. Mike Mason, he's amazing. And I don't want to say too much anyway. But we just laugh about stuff all the time, and sometimes we'll be doing a take and you can hear me in the back just doing stuff, so we got to silence my voice out.
Okay.
Because I like laughing.
Yeah. But it's clearly like you're excited and just to do all this stuff and
Yeah,
like
I love it.
passion must carry you through those like longer days. Because I mean, filmmaking is not an easy thing, and especially because you're doing a lot of horror stuff, so you're shooting at night sometimes. And
It's hard, and it's hard because as the director, you're the first person on set and you're the last person who leaves. Sometimes I get 3 hours of sleep a night, and I'm expected to be top-notch performing the next day, and then you get 3 hours again, and then expecting to be on your game for the whole 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 hours that you're there, depending on the day. It's hard to maintain like sharpness sometimes.
yeah, and a lot of filmmaking people don't realize it's just you're solving a lot of problems. Like,
yeah.
how do we get this actor from this side of the room to the other side
Oh,
without
yeah.
like getting in the way? You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah, it's constant fires you got to put out all day long.
and camera doesn't work and things like that. So
Oh, yeah.
it's but you're undaunted and you're excited and you're like, I've chosen my genre and my passion. So that's cool.
Thanks.
Yeah, so thank you, Audrey, for coming in and hanging out. We covered finger cookies, we covered Lego pieces and setting up your shots. We covered genre, and we covered Halloween is the best at your place.
Yep.
Right? I think we covered everything, didn't we? We covered a lot.
Pretty much. Yep. Well, thanks for having me.
This was a lot of fun. So yeah, She Never Died is playing at Blood in the Snow Film Festival, and as I said, I'll put all the links and stuff in the notes, and you can go. And it is a fantastic film festival. If you've never been or you want to go again, I highly recommend it this year. So thank you.
Thank you.
You can follow me on the Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at My Pal Sammy. I've been Sammy Unan. This has been My Summer Lair.